Nice to see you. Good, yeah? Everybody feels good?
Yes.
Wow, me too. Imagine. Hey. Wow. So glad to see you. I have not been able to. A lot of work. You good?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to tell you, but I feel good. Why are you sitting up there? Huh? You can see my head better, right? Okay. Well, the first batch ever to see me, eh? Ah, well, I thought I would never see you again. And here I am. Wow, that's nice. Maybe. Maybe our luck has changed, huh? Yeah, I hope it changes forever. We have saved some more years for the planet. I don't know if you have. I have. Just joking. And we have, huh? Probably work together, huh? Yeah. You saved it. I hope it will last longer. Yeah, but I have to work harder. So much suffering. It's worth it. It's just sometimes I thought I cannot do anymore. Phew. I'm glad to see you, though. I really am. The price was so high, I thought I couldn't see you. So, how are the dog and cat people at home? Everything good?
Yes.
You two look the same. I don't know who's who. I know, I'm just joking. I never forget this face. So everyone okay, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Happy to be here, yeah? For 3 days, right?
Right.
The next session will be more people. You're welcome to stay longer if there's room, okay? Yes, of course. If not, you just, I think you will have room. If you can, you stay, yeah? If you cannot, if you cannot, then you cannot. Anyway, it's good to see you. My God, so good. So everything's all right, yeah? You're working well, lovinghood everywhere. Nowadays, it's very difficult to find an anonymous person to drive my car or to buy me something, you know, with a zero name on it. Everybody's a lovinghood owner, lovinghood waiter, lovinghood manager, lovinghood director, lovinghood eater, lovinghood cleaner, lovinghood onlooker, lovinghood bystander, everything. Lovinghood, loving food, loving everywhere. And it's very difficult for me to find a loving person nearby. Phew, the karma is so strong, my God. Whoever stays nearby, they just make him or her just like you never encounter that kind of person on this planet ever. I feel also sorry for me. Also for whoever around. I have to be really strong, you know. Even I am also sometimes feeling black and blue. Not to talk about the, you know, the high level, you know, assistant. Yeah, pretty difficult. Anything you want to tell me? Because I don't know what to tell you, really. I'm just happy to see you. You're so tan, huh? You've been in Mexico?
Spain.
You came back? Spain also?
Has the loving heart in Marbella.
I was thinking maybe she can come and drive my car. No, you have your name in Loving Hood.
You have your name with loving heart. Yes.
Yeah, connected. I like to drive around anonymous. Yeah, anonymously. It's easier for me to work that way. You open a Loving Hood in Madrid?
In Marbella.
Marbella?
South.
Oh.
Near Malaga.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one from you?
Yes, yeah.
How long
Near
ago?
Malaga. There's one in Malaga and there's one in Marbella now.
Uh-huh.
Two near each other, yeah.
You have two?
No, not me, no. I just have the one in Marbella. 1.5 years.
Muy rico, huh? Mucho dinero, huh?
Not yet.
Not yet? Yeah. It takes maybe 3 years to get it back.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. There are other Loving Hood, like in Belgium, they're doing well.
Yeah, the Spanish people, they've got nothing.
Yeah.
They have the vegetarian food.
No, it's not only that. It's not that, but they like to eat at home.
Yeah.
They're very family oriented. You know, they like to come home siesta. That's their sacred hours. Yeah, they go home and comida con los amigos y la familia, todos. So you don't ever see them. You know, you can't even invite them. Even if you invite them for free, they don't go. Yeah, it happened to me. You know. I had a taxi driver, in Spain, yes. Lucky me, so many disciples, and had to go by taxi all the time. And many times I went with him, and he's a very good guy, he came into the supermarket and all that. I also had to do shopping. And he helped me with the bags and everything, and he waited for me a long time, and very patiently, lovingly, and he didn't even charge the waiting time. So of course I gave him a lot of tips afterward. And so many days after, I invited him to come with me to the restaurant to eat something. Yeah, I said, you're so nice, come in the Chinese restaurant and eat something with me today. I'm hungry also, let's go. And he said, no, I don't like Chinese food. I never heard anybody who said they don't like Chinese food up to now. Okay, fine. Okay, then we go for Italian food. No. I prefer Spanish food. Fine, let's go to a Spanish restaurant. We can find it anywhere here. Have some churros or paellas, whatever you like. No, I go home and eat with mi mujer. my wife, yeah. First, I thought maybe today he has an appointment with his mujer, mean wife, yeah, esposa. And then so I said, okay, another day, don't worry. Another day I invited him again because he drive me sometime into some crazy mountain place, puncture his tire and all that because the road is full of kind of rocks or some thorns, very big thorns. And so I feel sorry for the guy, even though I gave a lot of tips already, I feel like I should compensate him a little bit, being friendly. I never learned, actually. I should never invite a man because he might misunderstand. I never learn. I tell you, I never learn anything. I'm telling you, don't do this, don't do that, but I do it all the time. I forget it, I forget. And also sometimes I'm too generous, I go everywhere, I give people this and that, and then I become too famous, and then I had to run. I never learn. I cannot just say no to myself, to somebody who is in need. If you give a $10, okay, but if you give 500, you are something. I never learn. Also with taxi drivers, I never learn because many taxi drivers in Monaco flirted with me. You remember the story? Oh, they probably edited it. I told them, edit it. Cut it. Don't give people the wrong idea. Don't give other taxi drivers the wrong idea, Never mind. The one who were there when I told the story probably heard the original, but afterward I told them just cut all that stuff. Yeah. And then so I invited him again. And you don't misunderstand me, huh? That guy is about this big. About almost to the ceiling tall. And he has his stomach standing right in front of me before himself, you know. Not my type, okay? Just want to make sure that you don't have the wrong idea about your master. I'm squeaky clean, right? Okay, so I invited him again because he's so good. He's really so good. He's so loving and kind, not just driving the taxi. And sometimes I give him a lot of tips. He refuses. He said, too much, enough already. You keep it for yourself because you're in a strange country. You never know when you need it more. So sometimes I have to kind of edge him to take it, you know, because he has a wife and children who go to college, and he is the only breadwinner in the house. But he's so modest, you know, and honest. I'm very proud for the Spanish people. Yeah. Okay, I invite him again, hey? He said, no, he cannot go today. He doesn't want to go. Fine. It was siesta time. I thought he had free time. He could come with me. I said, I pay all for the waiting hours and everything. Okay, don't worry. He said, no, I don't go. And so, that's the third time I invited again. And then he refused again. I thought maybe he misunderstood, you know, thinking I wanted to take him home with something, put in my pocket, you know, him in my pocket. So I say, hey, I'm really not fancying you, okay? I just think you are very kind and fatherly, okay? So I invite you just as a friend and as a good client of a very good service that you do. So please don't misunderstand and don't tell your wife that I'm into you or anything, okay? You can also please invite your wife together and the whole family even. I don't care. I really just want to show you some nice vegan food, you know, like maybe we go to a vegan restaurant, or if not, then go to a Spanish restaurant, any restaurant you choose, big, small, first class, second class, whatever. I said, no, I never think like that. No, I just like to go home and eat with my wife. He's addicted to his wife. I said, oh, then it's very good that you... And he said also with his daughter and all that, you know. And I was very touched. I said, oh, that's very good that you love your family so much and you always eat together with your family. This is a very, very excellent thing. Okay? I want you to know that. It's a very good thing. You should keep your family tight, intact like this, you know. It's very good, very good. But then, even then, he has a problem with his wife. Should I tell you? He asked for my advice about woman. It's funny. He asked a woman who forgot that she's been married, I don't know, 30 years already or something. How can you remember anything after 30 years? Do you? Do you remember? No, okay, never mind. But I tried to give him advice. Since he asked, because some time ago he told me he had a problem with his wife, otherwise everything is okay. Yeah? And he kept mentioning it another time again. So I say, so what is the problem? Why? Why is there a problem with your wife? Because you are so good with husband, you know, you earn money, you give her everything, and you take care of your children. They go to college even. So he said, yeah, I work very hard, 24 hours. Anytime customer call, I just go no matter when. Yeah. I said, then she should appreciate it. You're such a good husband. Yeah. He said, yeah, but she still thinks it's not enough. And can I ask you for some advice? I said, yeah, ask me if I can answer you. He said, I have 3 women. No, don't laugh. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. I have 3 women. Please tell me, whom should I love most? I said, tell me the 3 first. He said, my woman, yeah, my mujer, my mother, and my daughter. So I love them all the same. My feelings for all of them are the same, more or less. But how can I love one more than the other? I say, if you ask me, your wife is number 1. You love your wife first, and everything else later. But he said, why? I love my mother also, and I love my daughter very much. I say, yes, in your heart you should even love them more if you want. But physically, outside, you have to show your wife that she's number one. Otherwise, you have problems. He said, yeah, I have problems because of that. How do you know? Every time I don't make her feel like number one, then I have problems. Big problems. I said, see, I told you. Even though it's your mother and she has the right to be loved, and your daughter, of course, you love her, but your wife, you should never neglect. You should always let her know that she's always the one. Since the beginning, the middle, and the end. Never changes, yeah? And he said, but if I make my mother feel that she's not number one, wouldn't she feel sad and wouldn't she then hate my wife and all that? I said, no. If you make your wife feel number one, she will also make your mother feel happy automatically, and everything will be better. And she will also cook better for your daughter and take care of your daughter better. Everybody will be happy. And if you want to show more love for your mother, do it behind her back, somewhere else, in her house or something, but not in front of your wife. Because I saw him when he came home, immediately he hugged his daughter. One time I didn't have change to give to him. I had the 500 euro and no shop wanted to take it. I didn't have enough money to give him for the long distance drive. I owed him maybe 150 something. So he took me home to change it for me. And I saw immediately when he came home, he just hugged his daughter and said, oh, ¿cómo está? Todo bien? And everything, And his wife was just standing there, I noticed that from the corner of my eye, but I said nothing. So later when he came out and asked me for advice, I gave him, give it to him. He said, but why? Why do I have to love my wife more than my mother, yeah? And my daughter? I said, no, you don't. You just show it more. Anytime you show it more. And he said, last time you told me that I have to buy her a little chocolate and some flowers. I did that, but it didn't work too well. And it works immediately, but it doesn't work later on. I said, yeah, you have to keep it up. And if you are very good and very affectionate, you don't even need flowers. You don't even need to spend money on chocolate. Just go home, hug her, kiss her, tell her you miss her every time, or take her out for a walk or to the cinema. It's not expensive. Go out together to a small coffee shop, something, hold hands, walk on the beach alone, not with the daughter and not with the mother all the time. I'm tagging along. And then he said, but I don't have time. I work 24 hours. I said, you have time. You make time. Yeah, whenever you don't have a client, then you go with her. And even just 5 minutes here and there, and every time you just hug her and kiss her like that, even just 2-3 seconds, it makes her feel good. And especially when you go out together with friends in public, you show it more. He said, yeah, how do you know that? When I'm going out with her, if I show something in public, oh, she treats me nice many days. I said, of course. It's plain like your nose. My nose, yeah. Because if you show it in public, she'll be feeling very, very, proud. Look at me, she will secretly look at everybody if they're looking at how you love her. You see? She'll be very proud because all the friends, everybody knows that you love her. At home, of course, you have to do the same, not just go out in public and do it, of course. But if you do it in public, she appreciates it even more. She likes it even more. She said, how do you know all this? I said, I don't know, I just guess. Because I'm a woman, suppose I have a husband. If he's treating me the way I told you now, I would be very happy in heaven. I will love him forever. And because you show it more, as you show it like that, she will love you more. She also replies with love, responds with more love. And then the more she responds, the more you also like it. And then vice versa, keep coming, going, keep building up all the time. Like a house, you have to build it, to make it stable and nice. And because the affection, it keeps reciprocating. Yes, that's right. And then you appreciate each other even more. Oh, yesterday he was so loving to me, He bought me a chocolate, even though he was so busy. He came home quickly, just for 5 seconds, just to give me a chocolate, and then ran out. Things like that. And then she cooked special things for him, or being lovey-dovey at night, more. And then because of that, he's also happy the next day and feels more love for her, you see. I say, because if she's happy, then you're happy. If she's not happy, even when you're working, you don't feel good. You feel you don't have energy. He said, yes, I feel drained. Whenever we had an argument, I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I can't even concentrate on my driving. I'm not nice to the client even though I'm trying, but my face is so long. I say, yeah, we don't want to be a horse, with a face so long. So, etc., etc. And still he said, but why do I have to be more nice to my wife than my mother, and my daughter? My daughter, I love her. She's lovely and she's so good. A good daughter. I say, yeah, of course she is. Because you're good, she's good. And your mother, of course, she gave birth to you. You have to always love her in your heart and be thankful to her all the time. Yes, but don't show it more than to your wife. But he said, why? I said, why? Because your mother has your father. And she has you all these years already. And your wife has just been married to you, some years now. She's entitled to have you. Okay? And you can always see your mother all the time, and your mother can also come. But don't make your wife feel neglected. Never. And then your mother, she's also old now, she will leave you. Go back to heaven soon. And your daughter, maybe tomorrow she sees a handsome classmate somewhere, and then she don't even remember what your name is. And she will go out soon, to marry and have the life of her own. And all you have is your wife, in the beginning, and in the middle, and in the end. She will stick with you all your life through your sickness and your health as you're rich and poor. This is true like that. And if you don't love each other, you don't take care of each other, then you don't have the happiness that's supposed to last all your life. I tell you all this because I see you love your wife very much. But you have to show it. Not tell me, tell her. Not tell me that you love her. She hears nothing. I'm just a client. I can't even come and tell her. Oh, I did though. I mean, just one time, that opportunity when we came in change money, I immediately, because I know they already had a little problem, immediately I came in and said, you are the one, the lucky one, eh? You are the one that he always talks about. Yeah? And she immediately said, bad things, right? Bad things, right? I said, no, never. He loves you so much. Even I feel envy and jealous, He said that, what did he say about me? How do you know he loves me? He told me he loves you so much. And then he said that you're such a good wife. He always wants to come home and eat with you. Even if I invited him, he never went out with me. Yeah, you're lucky. And he said, you are so beautiful. Even after so many years, he's still in love with you. And then she began to believe. And did he say also, I clean the house very nice? I said, of course. Of course. He told me that all the time. He said he could never imagine a woman could be more clean than you. And look at your house. Look at this. You see, really, he told the truth. It's true. She really cleaned the house. My God. They bought the house 10 years already. And before that, somebody already lived there. But the floor is like it just been built yesterday. And you can even eat from it. And it's so shiny like a mirror. So shiny, as if she put oil on it. I don't know, maybe she did. Oh, so clean everywhere. They have just a small townhouse, but it's so beautiful and clean. And I say, I'm sure you cook excellent as well. Otherwise, your husband wouldn't be so addicted. And she was so happy, and her face was so red, and her eyes were bright. And after that, she came all the way out to the gate to see me off. Come back anytime, please, come back. I'm just a client, a tourista, I told him. Come back, please, come back anytime. Mi casa es su casa. Su casa. Mi casa es su casa, my God. Just one time, client and tourist. Okay, so I don't know why I tell you so many things. About the Spanish who don't eat out. They do, but... I don't know, maybe they don't read like foreign food that much, hey? Not like the German or maybe the English, right? I'm sorry for you. Now, why did you...
Get a lot of other nationalities.
You getting better now? Yeah.
They come in, they love it.
Yeah, the other people.
They come in.
Yeah. But the natives are very difficult.
Yes.
Difficult. They just like to eat at home. because the lunchtime is their siesta time, and they go home, eat, and then sleep, rest or go out with their friends. They like it very much like that. Yeah. The same with the Italians, I think. Yeah. They're more family and friends are oriented. Yes. So I don't blame them, huh? In Spain, I also heard complaint from an Indian restaurant as well. Chinese restaurants are also not too full. Yes, because they say the Spanish don't like Indian food. Not too much, not too much. So mostly they sell to the tourists. Okay, so that's my story. How because of your restaurant, we talk so much. Anybody else? Are you okay? Need some paper? Yeah, you need some paper? No? You need some eye drops? I have some. I will give you some later, okay?
Okay.
It helps. Sometimes I have also very dry eyes. Recently I had big trouble with the eye. It was so red and swollen. And I had to have special treatment. And then every day I had to wash it, to moisten it, yes. Sometimes it just happens, huh? Yeah. Maybe sometimes it's when you awaken too suddenly from a sleep and your eyes were still very dry. You feel dry because at that time maybe your soul left the body and it's almost like you're dead. So the eyes would open and turn upward all the night or all these hours like that, or when you meditate and suddenly you wake up before your soul, takes time to readjust, then your eyes also feel dry. So please do have some eye drops, simple like teardrop stuff, just to clean the eyes, to moisten them, yeah? After meditation, or whenever you feel dry, do that. Take care of your eyes, okay? I know you have wisdom eye and it's very important, but but my God, we do need this for everything else, yeah? But I could not count. Who else open New Loving Hood? You? No? How come? You have so much money, you don't open. And your husband, no open? No open restaurant either? Is he here? No.
He's home, Master.
He's home?
Yes.
Why is he home? Why home he? Why he home? No time?
We have no time to talk to the boss.
Oh. No time to talk to the boss? But we have...
Just know 199 only.
Yeah, but we have until the 9th.
Yes.
So he can come later if he can. Yeah, doesn't matter. It's okay. He loves me all the same.
Why, Master?
Crying?
Yes.
That tough guy cries?
I supposed to go with our brother sister. He said, but I want to ride you to go to airport. So on the way he cried.
Oh, tough guy crying. I can't believe it. So he's better now, yeah? He keeps his job now?
Yes.
He doesn't wait for the boss in the corner anymore? Good boy. Anybody else who want to tell me some stuff? Some good stuff? Funny stuff? Too? Is Paraguay okay? Father, mother okay? Everything? Yeah. Brother also okay? Husband there, yeah? Also here? Wow, always the whole family, and you flew so fast, the first batch already. You came because of the opening time, or you came before you knew? No capito? Just came yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody else, tell me where you from? Huh? Oh, so quiet, you couldn't even drop a pen. America?
Yes.
And you?
Hungary.
Hungary? I think I remember you a little bit.
It was 3.5 years ago when I was here first time.
Okay.
Second time.
Second time, okay. You grew up, that's why, huh? And you?
I came from Canada.
Canada. Is it cold there, huh? Still? Now everybody else America, right?
Yes.
All Americans? Wow. Flew so fast. Is it expensive to fly so quick?
No.
To book tickets so quick? No? Not expensive?
No.
I'm sorry, but I wish I knew 2 years in advance. Then you can book those, long distance tickets. When you book longer in advance, it's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
I heard sometime even only, I don't know, there's a guy who told me on the airplane that because he booked long in advance, he can come and go any country, maybe $50, something like that. Around Europe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the long we see you.
I know, but your bank manager is not happy. Yeah. Never mind, huh? You never know if you still live tomorrow, eh?
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with the planet stuff, eh? Yes. Oh, there were... Mexico just had some earthquake again, 7.6 a few days ago. You don't know? Why do I have to always report to you things? You don't watch TV and don't look on the internet, nothing?
We don't like that.
I forgot also. Can somebody call or tell them to send some money to Mexico, huh? Send somebody 30,000 or something, okay? Tell somebody to go and help out a little bit. Because I knew it a few days ago, but I was running. I had no chance to talk a little bit. Sometimes I don't contact because I want to keep quiet, Security problem. Being famous is no fun. Don't envy me, okay? No fun. Especially when you don't have a fixed place, yeah? And you don't have a bodyguard or survey camera or whatever, all that equipment. You cannot survey the police. And it's not the police that I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of people who work with the police. They're not always good, okay? Sometimes they're informants, but they're not good. Sometimes the police also trust the bad guys. Or work with the bad guys. Yes. The police kept coming to my house, but one day he came alone, one person with a torch, and turned off his car light and just went slow in the dark. I tried to open the gate and the door and all that. Creepy stuff. I don't know if the police are supposed to do that.
No.
No, huh? No. Luckily, the gate was locked very well, and there were some dogs, veggie bones, big dog bacon bones outside, and big dogs drinking bowl was still there. And the neighbor was just coming back quick, so... Anyway, we had many times things, and not just police, bad people. They came and burned my garden, tried to film me out. Some people came and broke the house and broke the door and coming in and stuff. One time, one person came, one or two, I don't know, and then burned the garden, burned the out surroundings so that I come out. I didn't know I was meditating, but the neighbors called the firemen, and then they came and put it out. So it burned just a few thousand meters, not much yet. And then the police also came. One of the assistants told me afterward that he told the police, look, that person, the arson person, is still there in the garden running. You come in and catch him. You can catch him. And the police said, no, we're afraid. It's dangerous to go in. Two of them, two police, with equipment, with guns and everything. Besides, they could call for backup. The policemen were just down below. You know what I mean? So I suspected that they went there just to protect that guy, not to catch him. So I don't ever dare to call the police, especially in that area. Or any area, I never know. I never know who's who anymore. Yeah? Because even though I didn't do anything, and they could check me out in and out all the time, and came to the center and checked many times. And I came to my private place and with a helicopter on top of the roof, almost touching my roof, and the gun pointed at our heads and stuff like that, It's scary. You never know if the police protect you or try to use scare tactics to trouble you. So I don't know if I can ever call the police for help if I have trouble, so I just run, protect myself. Yeah. Sometimes after the police left, somebody else would come. Or it's just funny how come the police know where my place is and then some other people would come and break in afterward. One time we did a video conference. Yes, and at about after midnight already, 1 o'clock or something. And suddenly there was a knocking at the door. I already finished, luckily, finished talking. So we were just trying to gather things, and I was trying to do makeup and change into normal clothes and go out. And then suddenly there was a knocking at the door outside. Knocking very hard, many times. I'm not telling you a made-up story because there were witnesses. There were people with me, and the thing I told you is the truth because the people are still alive. The people who were with me, the attendants and cameraman and all that, are still alive. Okay, it's just recently, and not too recent, but whenever I was in a video conference with LA or something, they were knocking at the door, so I was so scared. My heart pumped. So I told them, turn off all the lights. Don't answer the door. We don't know who that is. Because how can anybody come into my house, into my garden? Because the gate is very high. And the fence is very high. All locked and fenced in. How can anybody come and knock at my door at that hour? 2 o'clock after midnight. So they kept knocking, and we just turned off the light as if we didn't hear, and then we just sat there. Of course, I won't call the police now. I don't know, maybe the police were outside even themselves. So after a while, they just left. And then I just felt that it's safe to run out, run quick, go away from that place. And since then, I didn't go back to that place anymore for video conferences. I had to go elsewhere. It doesn't seem very safe anymore, even though I have changed houses 100 times already. Every time is always something new. Yeah. Somehow they get the news where I am or something. You see, that's why I had to keep myself as anonymous as possible. Understand now?
Yeah.
Sometimes because you do conference or you telephone a lot or you do internet, they can check. Somehow they can track you, right? Is it? Yeah? Yes. Because even though we have different centers, but it's all open like a book. Yeah? On the internet, our email address is the telephone numbers. Everybody knows everybody. Understand? Because of our business, our nature of association, everything is open. So I'm not always safe everywhere. I'm not always safe if I contact. You understand? Or if you're an owner of livelihood and drive my car, for example. So you all go out feeling proud, you have master, supreme master, and association, everything. You have sticker everywhere, livelihood, supreme master Qinghai, meditation, supreme master TV, contact person, everything. You go out and air it all out. And I'm, sneaking around like a thief. Yeah. You're so proud that everybody would even stop and listen to your master story or watch your Supreme Master TV or come to your shop or come to your house even. And I'm so afraid that everybody even knows who I am and what I'm doing and where I live. I have to keep changing addresses. So just in case I have to run in the middle of the promise program, you, the people would understand, okay? You guys?
Yeah.
No, I don't tell you half of the story. Actually, you don't even know half of what I have to do or go through all the time. Just now, because, by the way, I remember all this and just tell you. Otherwise, you would not know, huh? Never knew this, huh?
Yeah.
No, yes. Also, if I go out, I cannot use credit card even. I can't. If I use somebody else's credit card, it would be even worse. You know what I mean? Like fraud. And if I'm using cash, it's also not safe for me. Even now, the FBI in America says if you use cash to pay and if you own a torch, you're likely to be a terrorist already. Yeah, most people, they don't pay cash when they buy a lot of things. And I do always have to buy a lot of things because I change places. Sometimes I had to run quick. I can't take everything with me. I don't have a chance to take because I have dog people and a dog's bed and dog's food and dog's ball and dog's blankets and, have to pack in one car and go. So I just go as is. I'm lucky to even have some clothes on. So if I have to take cash with me, I cannot take like $20, $10. It would be like a big bag, the way I have to buy things. If I go to a new place, because mostly I don't have many assistants around. Either I cannot bear them or they cannot bear the karma, the pressure. So I just have one, or two. But sometimes the other one is busy going somewhere else, and then only one, So one car, dog people. Oh, and then another time I have two drivers, and the dog people went separately because at that time I had more dog people. And then he just totaled the car. Because I told him to follow, he didn't follow. He just went his own way. It's fine, but he didn't even use GPS. And then he asked the police somewhere to make a GPS for him, and then told the police, of course, where he was going. Yeah, in my car, for example, yeah? And my dogs are not that invisible, are they? Yeah, they're special dog people. They're supposed to go anonymously, huh? But then he totaled the car afterward because he didn't follow us. The first car. And that was not the only problem. He didn't even know where he was. He couldn't tell me where he was so that we could find him. But before that, I told him, okay, please, if you're lost now, just stay in that station. Stay there. We're coming back for you. No, he didn't. He left again and was lost so many hours. I've been home already all night. He was not there. Not home, but he went to the destination already. I wasn't worried about him. I was worried about my dog people. And true it was, he totaled the car. Luckily, he just had some scratches. And the dog people had no problem. No problem at that time. But because of that, Hamid had liver problem and died soon afterwards, but died in agony. And it agonized me even up till now. Because maybe he ruptured his liver or something, and there's no cure. And he died in such an agonizing way, and I could not forgive myself. Not that he complained or anything, but he had pain, and it was such a terrible thing that I could do nothing. Because he took also karma from that guy, Dogs are like that. They take some of your karma if you do something for them. Oh my God, all night I was worried sick because he didn't even turn on the phone, or the phone was out of order or something. And then finally, I could talk to him and he said his battery was almost going out. Oh, and then I said, okay, never mind. Just tell quickly your GPS position. If you don't know where you are, just tell the GPS. Luckily, he has a GPS. So I never knew how these things work. I never knew that you could trace somebody by GPS. Because I don't know how to use GPS myself. I don't even know how to spell GPS. But I do know from somewhere that you can find it if you know the GPS position. Because the guy, he just total on the highway, he didn't even know where it was. I said, there must be a house or some street somewhere. He said, no, okay, go a little bit further and find the house. He found the house, but he didn't know where he was still. No address on the house, he said. He could not reach the foreign language, whatever. Okay, fine. I said, come back quickly and then read the GPS. And then the guy who knew the GPS stuff had to go there and get him back. Because even he couldn't go back, the car was total. That the car would cost maybe 50,000 US dollars, but we had to sell it for 600 euros. Nobody want to buy it. Well, maybe they could use the engine and they could fix it, but that's the way they buy it in the garage, you know, they don't pay much money. And I was just glad to get rid of it, whatever, you know. We have nothing to do with it anymore. And the driver who totaled his car, I was begging him on the phone to tell him where they were so that I could go and find them and my dog people. I said, we'll not sue you or anything. We don't blame you for anything. We just want to know where my friend is and my dogs. I just want to go and get them. And as soon as he heard that, he didn't talk to me anymore. He turned off the phone and then he drove away. He worried that we come and get him into trouble. I don't blame him, of course, but, you know, that's how people are. And I was so terrified because of my dog. People that didn't even know where they were. And his phone was almost out of battery, whatever it was. My God. You understand? Yes. So even having two drivers is not safe. Having two cars doesn't mean I'm safe and taking anything with me. And before, I was always working with Supreme Master TV or a lot of conferences and all that. And wherever I went, the camera had to go first and all the equipment, so I could hardly have room to put everything that I need. Equipments and dog, people, stuff. And then all the things that I was working on, books or whatever, yeah. I have to read and all that. I hardly had any chance to take clothes or anything for myself and for my attendants also. So whenever we go to a new place, we have to start from ABC again, go and buy pots and pans and food and clothes, and you see? And so we have to buy a lot of things and buy fence to fence in the dog people. And so I cannot just take very little money. And if I take a lot of money, but in small money, then it would be a box of small money. So I only can take big money. But big money make people suspicious. Okay, if you buy big things in the shop, then maybe you can pay like 500, and people wouldn't say much because they're used to it. And a big shop, like a big supermarket, maybe okay. Not always okay. They call the security man and bring big machines, 2-3 machines to check. That's okay also, as long as they check, yeah? But if in a small shop, and sometimes I don't even have change, not enough to pay for gasoline and all that, then they refuse to take a big bill. So we have to scrap together coins or whatever we supposed to use for the toll. Yeah. And then later when we go to the toll station, we're stuck also. I have to beg all the passerby to change some money for us to pass through. Can't even use credit cards. Do you capiche?
Yes.
It has been getting worse, you know. Before it was easier, but recently it was terrible, terrible. Even changing houses doesn't help. Luckily, I have some money. Otherwise, in the old times, it would have been worse, eh? But the old time had good points, good advantages. Like they didn't know you. They didn't have ID card. They didn't have camera to take your photo. You probably just had any paper, is fine, but not your photo, so they didn't recognize you if you went out. But nowadays they have satellite, they have camera everywhere, they have helicopter, so nowhere you can hide. That is the problem. But you still can run. They say you can run, but you cannot hide. Okay, don't hide, can run. At least have car, can travel, can run. So sometimes I'm not as free as you are. Huh? So if you invite me to go here and there and I cannot go, don't be mad at me, huh? Don't be angry and upset or anything. Okay, I'm trying my best all the time. But the situation is not always favorable for me. This world is not my world. It's not your world either. we are in the wrong world, and we try to love this world and try to make it better. But it's not that easy. Not easy for you either, huh? Not easy for me, but we're trying. Why not, huh? What else to do? What to do? There's no other choice, huh? We couldn't do anything else. We couldn't live like everybody else. We couldn't just ignore things and enjoy ourselves and just say nothing, no problem, nada pasa, you know? You cannot, right? You know it's happening. You know things are not very good for everybody else, and we just have to try our best to help. Yeah, even though they would tell you sometimes, we didn't ask for help. Even some of the disciples, one of the disciples, I was asking things and I said, I'm just trying to help you here, you know, to see where the problem is. I didn't ask for help. Wow, I thought, okay, try to remember that when you're in hell again, saying that you didn't ask for help. You know, not everybody is grateful. And not everyone, even spiritual practitioners, is spiritually educated. Like you heard stories from India about how the disciples are very devoted to the Master, like to God Himself. Things like that. You don't have that in the West. You're lucky already if they don't make trouble for you. Not to talk about respect and being devoted to you. Yeah? But sometimes I need to use Westerner because in Western countries, if you keep using Chinese or Vietnamese, it's too obvious, you know. The two flat nose going out together in a luxury car with many dogs, and before even worse, birds. It's terrible. But it feels like I have to be devoted to them, not them to be devoted to me. Well, thank God they're doing something, but it's difficult. Sometimes very difficult to ask them to do something, as if it's a big favor from them, even though I pay at the end anyway. Like I don't pay every month, but I do pay when they go out. You know that. Even if I go in your car, I pay for petrol, for example. Yeah? I pay something. Or if I go to your house and I eat something, I pay something. Like that. If you try to work for me, I pay you something. Yeah? Okay. Before, when people came here to work, I told to pay them. But she misunderstood. She make them pay. Because Chinese is like this. I say, the workers, you have to pay also, yeah? Yes. Meaning even though it's our people, you have to pay them also. But in Chinese, it says something like, 那些工作人员也要付钱哈. This is exactly meaning that those workers also must pay, you know. But they don't say must be paid like in English. You understand me? They just say 那些也要付钱. They don't say who pays. But I thought that she understood because that's the way we always did. But then she make them pay instead. Wow, I don't mind such an assistant making money for me. But it's such a opposite, you know, such a big contradiction. But never mind, later we pay anyway, right? Anybody who I owe something, please tell me. Anywhere you work and don't make you pay, just tell me. I repay you back with interest. No kidding. You okay? Yes. Okay. Just tell everybody else if they did work somewhere and they had to pay for it. Then because they came and stay in hotel, you know, like this hotel or the other hotel. So it seemed like they had to pay because of the hotel, you know. Yeah. Originally, the government was not very happy that we make it into a free place. They even suggested that we have to make it like a hotel. So everybody could come in and pay for it. And then we could pay taxes to the government. Somehow, I think we managed to make it into a legal meditation place. But it took a lot of trouble, huh? Yeah, but it took a lot of trouble. Oh my God, it's beaten me up black and blue all these years. I guess it's okay now. For how long, I don't know, but it's okay. All right. Nobody tell me story. Just make me tell you story all the time. It's not fair. Huh? Tell me something. Yeah.
Master, you still look very beautiful.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, just because I see you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Really? I look beautiful?
Yes.
Kidding, no? I'm pretty. No, not yet, not yet. Checking. I'm pretty old. That's what I mean. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You know, when I was in the bathroom, when I walked into my private quarters there, I saw all the things so neat and tidy. By the way, thank you all, whoever worked to make my house ready, and all the clothes hanging there, neat and iron, all the bathrooms sparkly, clean, and, you know, all earrings around and everything that I need. Thank you all. Who worked for my house? Who is it? Not here? Oh, thank you, huh? Okay. Okay, anyway, who told you to do all that? Because in my private house, you never did all these things. You didn't even care to wash my clothes. And some of you wash and shrink it into small size. How did you know all this? Because in my house before, you never did this.
There was a sister.
I told you, okay, that's why I guess. But it's all clean and nice and so many clothes, beautiful clothes. I told you, I haven't seen it for like years. Running, just wearing from Chinese shop, those stuff. And always working, look at my hand, it's all very old because I've been washing and cleaning all the time. Look, my hands are older than my face. And I'm always running. I don't have time to even put cream on or anything sometimes, you know, cannot even take the cream. Because it's in a rush, you know. Because why rushing? Because sometimes heaven don't tell me that I should run. Just tell me that maybe at the last minute or last hours maximum. And then I have to quickly everything and just run, you know. With dog, people and other things, equipment is more difficult like that. Or sometimes they tell me, yeah, but I'm too busy to listen. I do other stuff, you know. Like I'm not in this world to listen to this worldly report. I'm in other worlds, you know, checking other things. For example, I'm too exhausted to even listen, you know. There's always warning, but sometimes I don't hear. Or sometimes I hear, but then I think it's not possible. It's very safe here, you know. Oh, what happened? No problem. How can it be anything? Because even though I have intuition or I have a warning, it's difficult for me also sometimes to believe that I'm going to get into trouble in the next hour if I don't go. I mean, if it keeps repeating like that, and how can I be, you know, I'm too tired. And sometimes I just say, what the heck, if I die, I stay here. But then I can't, you know, because I have responsibility. And also the responsibility for my people who work with me and who stay around me. Understand? It's not that easy. And of course, I have you, no? I don't know if you cry after I die, but you cry now, so I think maybe you like me, huh? Love you. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. That's why I don't have such an easy life, yeah? Up to now, eh? It was getting more difficult recently even, more than before. After the climate stuff, after the Supreme Master television, getting more difficult for me because I'm more recognizable. That's why I had to try to protect my anonymity, which is difficult. Because sometimes the police, they broadcasted it, you know. They had the right to know, and then they broadcast it on their own internet. And so it's no wonder, like, how come the police just visited me 2 days ago, and then the next day somebody else just climbed into my yard, you know, with a high gate like that, and knocking at my door, for example. Or burn my garden, and the police didn't even want to catch the arsonist. How can? They're supposed to do, no? In America, if somebody burns forests or burns people's houses, it's an arson act and it's a crime, punishable by law. No? Yes?
Yes.
A few days ago, China had a big fire, and the person was arrested on suspicion of throwing the cigarette at random. But that's a thing that happens also, not to talk about deliberately, burning people's property. Because at that time I live on a mountain top, yeah? Not top, but like on a mountain, in the middle of a mountain, very far away from the sea and from the city. And there's only one little road to go out from there, to go down. There's no other road at all. Behind is a mountain. In front is a slope down with the village down there and city. And there's only one little road from my house to escape. So if they burn the forest, I have nowhere to go. I can't even stay in the house and I can't even escape. If I don't run out fast enough, the car might not go out. Broken tire or explode or whatever, if you run through the fire with a car. Understand me?
Yes.
That's what they wanted. I can't prove it, but I know it. And sometimes even journalists or whoever, bad or good people, I don't know, went and pretended to cut something and just camped out on the tree, next to my house and looking around. They cut the tree foliage into a big clearance, a big hollow, and stay there. You remember, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the witnesses is here, yes. Yeah, remember the police came with a little light and the flashlight? Were you there or not? No? Okay. But the two Korean nuns know it. They were there and they were the ones who reported it. And also you saw a guy who was always loitering around our house. Remember, I was not there and you had to call me and tell me what to do. I said, well, just go up all together to the upper level because there has more fence and stay together is safer. Remember? Yeah, now one or two witnesses are here for just two stories. But other stories, the witnesses are not here. It doesn't matter. They all know it. Where were we? Where was I? What was it?
The journalists through the hole in the tree.
I'm not sure if that was a journalist. The journalists were digging in my garbage. Those were journalists, yes. But the one that dug a hole in the tree, I'm not sure if it was journalists or bad people or whoever, So sometimes I go out, I have to hide in the trunk to come down here to see you. Because there's only one road to go down. No, I'm not joking. There was a guy who drove me before, he knows it. Or if I have to go out to see the doctor, I have to hide in the trunk or behind, Cannot sit up like a person. Only for that area, no? And sometimes they even follow us. One time we were going out, and then there was a car opposite, and as soon as he saw my driver, I even was hiding already, but I knew my driver. Immediately he U-turned, like that, and followed. So we had to do something. I said, let him go. And then we turned to the other direction, even though it's not our way. It's like in action movies. I feel a little disturbed, my eyes, and then the running nose. What was it?
The car turning round.
Yeah, that was just another story. What was it that I was asking you about? Cut the tree. Okay. So all my attendants know that. There was a guy. He's still there, he's still alive. And all the long-term residents, they all know that. Not like I'm telling you science fiction or something. It's not. It's all the truth. I don't even tell enough truth because I can't remember all the details. But it was scary. Sometimes they stay the whole night in front of my house. Yeah? I don't know if you were there or not. No. There's another time, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, too bad. But you know some other things, okay, at least. Okay, so they stay all night, the whole night, just standing right in front of the street, in front of my house. We could not even move. And the dog people were supposed to go out already at 10, but we had to wait and wait and wait until after midnight. Then they left. They left when we were at about 1 or 2. We couldn't even contact each other because the mobile phone, everybody can hear, you know. So I just managed to say, everybody stay put. Don't go out. It's a scary thing. And about the hollow in the tree, yeah? Like they shape it so that somebody can hide in there and nobody can know it. And it's very high, you know, above my street. I have to pass by that because there's only one way to go out anyway. And then they came and told me, the assistant told me, I said, hey, why don't you go out and give them a tent and sleeping bag and tell them this is more comfortable this way. You know, even though I was so traumatized, I still could manage to make a joke. Otherwise, I don't want them to be too scared. You see what I mean? It's bad enough that I'm scared already. I mean, I'm not scared of death or anything, but it's really a nervous situation all the time like this. I'm traumatized. I don't know how I live still like this, you know. Some people would have nervous breakdown if it continues like this. But I guess I'm a tough guy, eh? Look at me. See that? Muscle all over. So we all laugh, you know, and I just had to wait until it was darker and then I could hide myself and then we go out. I mean, just me and the driver, yes. But he was a good driver. He knew how. And sometimes I could not go home even. I had to rent a hotel just for some situation. I tell you, I can write an action movie, a script, and sell it to Hollywood and make money. Huh? Yeah. This job may be not so lucrative, but writing a script for Hollywood is. Yeah? Oh, wow, so many things. I don't remember them all. I just tell you some as I remember it. So do not always think that I have a good life, okay? And wish me to see you this and that. And even if I cannot see you all. You live all over the world. And if each one of you I visit, each one individually in your own home, imagine. Imagine when will I finish? Okay? So if you can see me now and then, it's cool already. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just like this, vegan is cool. Vegan fur is cool, I wear it. Vegan fur is cool, just for the camera. Take a picture. Yeah, got it? Oh, is it on? Is it good? What? Ah, no wonder. In here, it looks like on this side. Oh, okay. Good, huh? Yeah. It has even Chinese on it.
Beautiful.
Vegan fur is cool. I just saw it. Anyway, by the way, I come here and see everything is so neat and tidy and so welcome. I mean, I feel like a human again. After all this time, even if I have a safe place, I can't wear all this. In my car, there's no SM, whatever. Even the cream has to be scrubbed out. Anything. Loving Hood, nothing can enter the house. Or hidden, you know. And even in my own house, I cannot always go out. I have to play by ear, you know, if I can go out today, buy something or not. Even if I need something, yes. It's not like easy to go out and buy things. Because some days are not lucky days, you know? Yes. Not lucky, not in a sense that you lose money or anything, but maybe you can bump into somebody who you don't like to bump into. We should not blame the police or bad people or anything. It's the word karma on me, you know? Otherwise, I would have never met them, you know? Would never be able to not even see them. Yeah. So they're just doing their whatever, designated jobs, yeah? Jobs. It's not like a job only on the physical plane, but it's a designated job by the karma. Understand what I mean? Yes. Yeah. So whatever bad or good happens in my life is all world karma. Besides, the world has only about 30 or 40% karma. And you guys, the handful of disciples have 60+% of the karma, of the total 100%, for example. on the scale of 100%, you took up the majority. So congratulations, you win. You are the minority, but you win the majority of the karma. Isn't that great? Ooh. Magnifico. Magnifico. I mean, it's amazing, no? Yeah, I think I'm going to write some Hollywood script for action movies. This is just a part of it that you heard. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe we can sell it to Hollywood. It's about time I make some money. Because sometimes people just make a story about some criminal in the how to say, when some criminal are jailed or something, they just sell their story even about murdering and drugs and all that. They sell the story and they make money. Or some people have an affair with some big shot somewhere in the White House or something, and still can sell the story and make money. And my story is even more interesting. Full of action, no? Up to now, did you hear any action, or it's too boring for you? Too slow? It's packed, right? I'm telling you, I could make money in many ways. If I only had time to write, and if I could sit somewhere and write. But it's getting better, no? It should be, right? I feel like we have less disasters now, don't you think?
Yes.
Before it was just like non-stop, eh? And just these 2 weeks or 3 weeks, only 2. You know, the burning fire in China and Mexico. Mexico, just Mexico City, huh? You know that? Anybody? Any Mexicans? No, nothing. What do you do all day? You don't even watch the news? Huh? I know. The day it stopped, I felt so sad. I felt like panicking, you know, suddenly, because I was thinking, I watched it and then I fell asleep or something. And then when I woke up, it was no more there, all black. And I was just panicking, trying to turn it on and this and that. I thought something was wrong with the TV, but it was not. Felt so sad. And then so I had to, call them and talk to them, comfort them a little bit, because if I was sad, they would be more sad, or at least the same. Just different, but sad, yeah? So we had to talk 1 or 2 something hours, yes. I'm very sorry, yes. We cannot do that forever, okay? We had 5 years to warn everybody, and it's up to them, You cannot eat for them. You cannot eat for others. You have to let them also decide, yes? And besides, I want you to have a little more time to meditate, because the Supreme Master Television is a big channel, and it's a lot of work, a lot of research to do, a lot of writing, a lot of scripts, and I have to proofread them all. It takes all my time also. It takes all your time to write, to edit, to research, to contribute, but it takes also all my time to read. I read for the whole team, from A to Z. That's a lot. You do only one section of it, okay? Maybe between master and disciple, one section, and you read only that. You're only responsible for that. But I have to read everything. Sometimes I don't have enough time to read, or I have to run. So that week or maybe that day I miss out. And then if some mistake happens, then it happens. But if I can, I read all the time. I check all the time. I have to edit. I want top things to go out. You see what I mean? Writing style, everything. I'm very difficult to please. Yeah? Mucho difícil, mujeres. Yeah. I'm bad. Very difficult. I'm always here. Now I was remonstrating them. That's how you write it. This is a bad thing, and this is not worthy to write. This is rubbish. I'm very difficult editor. Yes, very, very difficult. But 100% is not always what I edit, you see? So sometimes you can see something bad because I missed it that day or that week because I had to run or I couldn't contact. I couldn't contact. I couldn't use the internet. I couldn't. Even the king and co, remember? Yes?
Yes.
Even I edited everything. They still managed to put something inside without telling me, without showing it to me. When they show me, it wasn't there, for example. You see, they added it afterward. Or maybe that place they did not show me. For example, I remember something like the queen, she was angry, you know. The king was imagining that she was angry if she knew things, so she was throwing things at him. And she was saying, eat this. I said, that is very gross, very inelegant. Even if it's for a comedy, it's not funny. It's not elegantly funny. It's not my style. But it was too late. I hope they changed it already. Sometimes it's too late to change. Sometimes I'm just too tired to tell them. And sometimes I don't have time to proofread or to edit. That's just the thing I did not know. Another thing I remember, the prince, after he had a daughter, at the last part, yeah, he was carrying her in his arms, and he was hanging her above the water, outside of the bridge safety area. You remember? And he was hanging her like this. It wasn't mine. But later they changed it into he did it inside the bridge a little bit less than just like this. You know, that's terrible. That's very dangerous. People learn that and they do that to their children, and it's no good. I don't know how the heck they have this kind of idea. You don't do that to your kid, you know, because you might slip. Or he might, you know, struggle and then fall into the river. Even a small river, but it's a long fall, you see? Terrible, for example, things like that. But what can I do? I mean, you can't have everything. Not all the time. That's why when they told me, please make number 2, number 3, I said, no more. I don't want to blacken my reputation with the lousy workers. Of course, they're doing good, but sometimes the level of humor is different. You understand? And I cut many things already. The level of humor is different. You have to be humorous, but elegant.
Yes.
Not gross, not low class. No need for that. No need. You see, that's not comedy. That's, how you say, sometimes dirty jokes, sometimes low-class jokes. This is no good. So it's very difficult to work, you know. You have to really be committed. And it's very, very hard work for me. You don't imagine it, but it was very hard work. Okay, never mind. But when it stopped, you know, I was very sad too. It was almost like lost something, you know, very sad. But then I tried to make a joke with him. I told myself, oh, well, you know, at least now there's no Supreme Master television cooking show anymore, and I don't have to sit there, mouth watering, and then go eat my cold rice from the fridge yesterday, or run around with the cold tofu, you know, because no time to cook and no room to cook and no opportunity, you know. All this mouth watering cook, you know, food and the advertising for loving food, and everybody's sitting, eating all that, and I look at my little vegan sausage so cold and nothing on it, or just a white tofu with salt or Maggi. Understand me? Yes. And I say it's not fair. So from now on, at least I don't have to. I don't have to watch that show anymore. Just making jokes to make them feel a little bit happier, but they were not that happy. Still, we could laugh, you know, a little bit. Yeah, I can laugh at any situation, even if it's dangerous or difficult or troublesome. Not all the time, though. I have to tell you the truth. I cry sometimes. I get angry also. I mean, with the situation, yeah? I get frustrated, and even though I know it's just all the world karma that's on me, I know all that. But it doesn't help me to feel happy, you know? Imagine you carry your karma, and sometimes your karma punishes you. Are you happy even though you know it's karma, it's your own doing in the past life? Are you happy then?
No.
No. Imagine I haven't done anything and I get the karma punishment for it. How would I feel happy? Of course not. I have to be honest with you. I'm not carrying it smiling, you know. I'm not walking with flying colors with all that. Of course not. Sometimes I'm cranky also. Even though I know it's a karma and I had to endure it, but it's not always easy. Yeah? No, okay. I keep asking you and then I talk a lot. Yeah, you tell me something.
I told you that you're still beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything you're going through, Master.
People cannot hear you. For translation, please repeat it. Especially the beautiful part.
No, really, Master.
What did you say?
You're still very beautiful.
Oh.
And I've looked at you thoroughly. Your hands are beautiful, your neck's beautiful,
My
your
hands?
skin, your face.
Oh, yeah.
Your feet, your cute little feet. You're
Wow.
still very beautiful.
Did you hear all that? Did you translate well? Otherwise, she has to repeat it, you know?
And I love you very much and thank you. Thank you for
you, love.
everything you do for us. Thank you for the world. Thank you for saving us time.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had been more pleasant, you know,
You are
to
very
you guys
pleasant.
and some of my assistants, because sometimes the karma is too much. I cry
Yes.
out. Yeah.
But really, Master, thank you.
Thank you.
Without you, it would really not be possible, anything at all. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad that the world is staying a little longer. Ha.
Yeah. How much?
Not 2 years, 3 years, but longer. So we have to make it longer, not just a few more years. You know, keep going with whatever you're doing, and I have to meditate more. Sometimes, oh my God, talking about that. You know, love, it's very difficult for me to even try to meditate for long hours. It's always the Maya that gets my assistance, or makes my dog people sick, or makes the neighbor trouble me, or whatever, you know. And then once you're troubled and stay up and dragged down into this existence, you have to stay a little longer even. You can't even climb up so quick. I'm invincible, but trouble is always brought around me,
By others.
so that I have to be preoccupied a lot. And then I can't even sit and meditate and well wish the world and negotiate with heaven and karma and all that stuff. Just like if you're working in your job and you're doing well normally, you know what you're doing. But then if you have problems with your family or anything, or anybody, or your friend or your neighbor, you cannot concentrate well and do your job well. It's the same. The same. It's very difficult for me even just to sit and meditate. My God. Always something, you know, always something. Before I had bird people, I had to be tied up also. Now I have to sacrifice and let the bird people stay far away. Because wherever I take the bird, that means telling everybody I'm here. And then they come in and so disturb the bird people. And the police was sometimes so rough, you know, they're not used to birds, they don't know, and just walk in and all the birds flying with feathers or, you know, hitting their heads, something like that. Or they come and check out the bird people, and one of my birds is very sensitive, the gray, African gray, they're very sensitive, very, very afraid. And because they wanted to measure their numbers to know that we told the truth, that it's legal, they just tried to catch her, and she was so scared, and she ran all over in the cage, and she hit herself, and she was injured. And many other bird people also, smaller birds, they just walk everywhere, and they're big and tall like that. And with sticks and all that, the bird people are not used to it. And they flew all over, and hitting themselves, and they will get bleeding on their wings and stuff, you know. I could not bear it anymore, so I had to let them go far away. That's another thing, not just because of difficulty of transportation and running, but also I don't want them to get hurt anymore. Because after they did like that, they didn't even go to my arms anymore. I called them, they just ran away in the corner and soaked. They were angry with me too. Why let those people come in and disturb them? I'm helpless. They even pointed guns at my assistant's head. Yeah. They're doing nothing. I mean, you only do that when you're chasing a criminal, you know, When you know in the house there's a criminal or something, you don't do that in just any house. And later they told me, don't be afraid, it's just a routine check. I said, routine check with the helicopter circling around my house on top of my roof and then pointing gun like that? And jump into my bedroom, I said, well, we rang and you didn't hear us. How did they even open my electric gate? Do you understand me? And surround my house. 40, 50 policemen. For what? Some people really bad people, and they reported something bad about me, that's why. See what I mean? Yes. And not just one day, it kept going, for a long time. And then again and again. Always a helicopter. Even if I'm not afraid of anybody, it's really unnerving, and disturbing for my animal people. They're so scared, Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm happy to tell you you're beautiful again.
Okay. I like that. No matter how long you say, it's okay. It's like a mantra,
Master's totally beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. I'm just saying that you are an inspiration. You just tell me beautiful, and that's it. I talk for an hour. I'm smiling all the time for the cameraman. He must be very happy. Lucky day today.
La 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 la, we'll tie the yellow ribbon round the old tree. After 3 long years, do you still want me? If I won't see the yellow ribbon round the old